One of the biggest factors in fleet battles determining victory is the morale bar. Getting it to flip or prolonging phases, using the morale to the best is something we're going to talk about in this video.
Boom, boom.
Hey, this is Time Bomb. If it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me here in this video. I wanted to talk about those things in fleet battles that, some people know about, some people know intuitively. I remember in a game the other day, I was playing with someone and they didn't even realize why it was better to, quote unquote better. You never want to die, but why it's worse to die when you are on the attack phase, because your death gives them 10 morale, where on the reverse, on the defense phase, your death only costs 5 morale. So there's a bigger trade-off there. It's better to trade off and still get the 5 morale, sort of a thing, looking at this case. But let's actually look at it right from the beginning. So the initial phase and defense work the same way. You get 10 morale for killing a player on the opening phase, 3 morale for killing the AI, 20 for the Corvette Raider, and 15 for the frigate cruisers on defense. So even on defense, when you take out a frigate cruiser, you're still getting 15 morale. So that's important to remember, that doing that at the opening, if you could somehow do that, you could get that morale boost at that point as well. And a lot of times, there's not a lot of times, but there is just a side strat too, just that I'll mention here. People will sometimes on that opening phase even try to knock down shields on frigates, not even worry about winning it. It's a rare strat, but you see it occasionally. So a lot of times what people are doing is killing AIs, trying to take out the 3 different packs of AIs, and it's so competitive with the AI farming right now that whoever can get that 3rd pack the fastest really wins, and then everyone converges to kill the Corvette Raider or work on player kills, or continually farm. That's basically, you'll either see a flip happen very quickly with one team just dominating the farm, or you'll see a sort of balanced, and then the one team will have already worked on the Corvette Raider as it's happening there, burn that in sequence with the 3rd pack being burned. And if not, you get where you start to see some player kills mixed in. That's when it really prolongs that phase, and it almost goes to the end where either one team will start to pick the other off and get the kills, or the other will start to dominate again with the AI farm, because that's why taking out the AI farmer is a viable strategy as quickly as possible. So let's say you've won a phase. A lot of people will say, you can die at that point because the morale bar is at that lowest and it's not going to affect it, which is true. And you'll say suicide for this or that, which is also true. But you have to remember, when you suicide, you're also taking yourself off the board for 15 seconds, and that may give your opponents a great chance to get in there and get a huge attack, or get into position midfield to mask up perfectly and get in for a devastating attack. So you have to be careful with that situation as well. So I'm not saying that you can't, suicide for a subsystem or whatever. I just mean it's not as simple as just doing it, right? You have to be aware of what the cost of is. That it's not so simple as just the morale bar, because then it may have further morale bar effects. Another thing we should talk about is the frigate cruiser. Because of the 15 morale you get, that helps you sustain attacks, and a lot of teams lately are trying to focus one of those frigates or cruisers and take them out quickly, and just give them that little bit more of a morale boost at the end to help prolong their phase, and then work on the second one, rather than getting neither of them. And if you get neither of them, then you kind of have to again go in, and it's a little more frustrating if you don't get one of them in attack. So focusing one seems to be a strategy to get that morale, and even if you don't get that one, you can off phase it and still get that 15 morale boost bonus. Now let's talk about again the morale bar itself, which I haven't mentioned. Off of the opening, the morale bar, it starts at 25 balanced, and if you get the 25 morale to a total of 50, then you win the phase. But of course, teams are working against you. The morale bar on the other phases, it's a total of 75. So it changes depending on the situation that it's in, and you have to work up to that point every time your morale. So Yeah, during the attack defense phase, the morale meter has max of 75. Once the defenders regain 74.5 morale, the teams switch roles. Since the goal of the match is to destroy capital ships, it's important to remain on the attacking side as long as possible. That's from the Star Wars Squadrons wiki right there that I was just reading, that morale bar. And I'll link that below. And that's basically all the details of it there. It's not as so simple as just getting kills. I think that's kind of like a naive opinion. You need to balance out the AI kills as well, because those morales on defense are, especially now at this point in the game when players are using boost gasping and it's so much more common for people to extend lives. Even at lower levels, you definitely see this. AI farming can make a difference in those, solo queue games, those games where just no one's really on comms, and you can tell it's just kind of everyone for themselves and there's no form to it. If you start to AI farm, that's how you can get those flips very quickly for your team. They a lot of times I'll be in them and I'll notice, even more so than support on defense, you need an AI farmer. Like in the solo queue, you're better to play as an AI farmer on defense than a support. Like if you don't have a support on defense, fine, so be it. You at the expense of an AI farmer, 100% go that way to get that morale boost faster than anything else you're gonna see on defense these days. Basically that's it. You just need an AI farmer, and then everyone should just burn the Corvette Raider, and you'll probably get the flip in the solo queue. That's what I'm seeing lately. Even in high competitive squadrons, that's what you see a lot more, less kills, and like Splinter basically got there running that strategy, just playing the morale game. Because morale, it's not kills, right? Like it's not kills that win you the game. It's capital ship damage. How you get capital ship damage? Longer attacks. How do you get longer attacks? Prolong the morale bar. So it goes from there. Those are the things that you need to think about. The morale bar is everything in the game, so you just wanted to go over those details and talk about the different nuances of it that maybe people aren't really aware of. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I think I've covered here about the players, AI, Corvette Raider, frigate cruisers, the morale that you get from them. On defense, of course, getting that Corvette Raider is of the utmost importance. So that's basically everything I want to say about that. I don't know why I threw in that no important detail at the end. Hey, that's Time Bomb style in his videos. Thanks a lot for checking out this one. I'm Time Bomb. You guys are awesome. Also, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Apparently, 70% of my viewers are not subscribed. So, hey, subscribe. What are you doing? Road to 2K viewers here. Subscribers. Great. Let's do it, guys. Thanks a lot for checking out this video. If you made it to the end, you're the best. Give it a like. I'm Time Bomb. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you guys later.